Hey there, welcome to PlotToProfit.com with me, Brian Conway. In this video, I want to talk about something called a promotion agreement, or what's sometimes referred to as a land promotion agreement. It's something we often enter into with our clients, and it's a question we get asked about quite a lot. So I thought I'd take a few moments just to explain exactly what a promotion agreement is. And what I want to do is actually work through a bit of a worked example, as we would call it, and just as a demonstration of how a landowner, if that was you as a landowner, would benefit from entering into a promotion agreement and why you might want to do that. So let me give you, as I said, an example of a simple development and walk through some of the numbers. Now these are just for demonstration purposes, okay, so disclaimer here, this isn't an indication of the kinds of money you might realise from entering into a promotional agreement, but it's just to give you an indication of kind of how the whole thing works. So let's say you had a piece of land, and on that piece of land you could build 10 homes. So 10 homes times the sale value, let's say they were £300,000 each, that would make what's referred to as the GDV, the gross development value, the kind of the end value for the development. Obviously 10 times 300k is 3 million. Okay, so the developer would make £3 million. Now, how much would a developer pay you, as I say, as a landowner for that plot, hoping that they would make that money? Well, typically, in today's market anyway, they're paying around 25% of the GDV, which means that land value would be worth £750,000, £750,000, if it has planning consent. So as long as there is planning permission on that piece of land, a developer would be prepared to pay at least £750,000 to be able to build it out and realise their profits on the top of that once they take out obviously their cost of build. So the land's worth 350k. But obviously to get the planning permission, there's some costs to do that. If you own a piece of land like that, you would have to pay professional fees to an architect, for example, to allow you to get that planning permission, to take you through the planning process. Now, again, as an example, the fees are often around 10% of the plot value. There's again good rule of thumb. That means the landowner would have to find £75,000 to invest to get planning permission. So a year, 2 years down the road, depending how long it might take, but let's say it took 12 months, which wouldn't be unheard of. 9 to 12 months is quite common. Obviously that £75,000 becomes £750,000, so tenfold return on that investment, which is an excellent return, as you can imagine. However, the challenge, as you could probably start to think there, is where do I find £75,000? You know, how many people have 75k lying around, and how many people are prepared to risk it to get the planning permission? All right, because it's a bit of a gamble. You may get a no at the end of the day. Now, obviously, one of the things we do with our clients is really mitigate that risk as much as possible, but there's always a risk. So how do I find £75,000? Well, this is where the promotion agreement comes in. So basically, we would go into a contractual arrangement with a landowner and say, look, we will fund all the development costs, all the planning application costs, and we will find you a developer and take care of all the cost of sale in selling it to a developer at the end of the day once that's been realised. So basically, we would say, look, we'll take care of everything in an agreement, and at the end, when we get the money from the developer, we'll split it between us. Now we could split it 50-50 perhaps or whatever, but typically we like to split it 60-40. So the landowner, let's say you're the landowner, you would get 60% of the end sale value. So in this example, you'd be looking at making £450,000, like nearly £500,000 for doing nothing. Right? You own the land, that's your asset, that's where the value is, but you don't have to risk any money, you don't have to find, you don't have to start getting loans or bankers drafts or whatever to actually paying interest and that sort of stuff. We would take care of all of that for you. So we would typically find an investor or a group of investors who are interested in this type of investment to put up that money, and then we would manage everything for you. So we, at the end of this, then would obviously take out 300k. However, remember from that we've got to pay back the investors that we've found and managed. So that's their 75k. Plus we probably have to take off, the interest, the return that they're going to get on their investment. And because remember it's a big risk, a big gamble here. We like to make it a very healthy reward, offer them very healthy rewards. So sometimes we've offered to even double somebody's money. So they put that money up for a year, 2 years, maybe worst case, but double it over that time. So if you see here, then that means we would make 150k and the investor would make 150k and you, the landowner, would make 450k. So you're making 3 times more than us. In this example, you're making 3 times more than the investor. So even though you've had this organization carry all the risk and manage everything for you, you still come out ahead. Or if we didn't get planning consent, you don't lose anything, and the investment company, or we have an investment company called Brandy Capital, for example, we would make all the loss. Okay, so it's an agreement where we work together to develop the land to a point of planning consent to be able to sell it to a developer and then basically share the rewards. And that is what a promotion agreement is. Now, if that's something that's interesting to you, please do contact us, reach out to us. If you have any questions, either leave a comment wherever you're watching this video, ask us a question, or as I said, contact us directly at plottoprofit.com, and we'll be happy to explain more, provide you sort of more information. But I hope and I trust that explains how a promotion agreement works. Thank you for your time, and maybe one day we'll look forward to doing business with you. I'm Brian Conway. Take care.